What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. We made it. Let's get it.
The Sportz Nutz are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
Hey, how's it, everybody? My beautiful people, welcome to yet another amazing episode of your favorite sports talk show, the Sportz Nutz. Hey, let's give a special welcome to everybody who is tuning in live on 95.5 KFCE, TigerNation.live, 95.9 The Animal in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the other 7 radio stations we air across the country, Alaska and Hawaii, and now 49 other countries worldwide. Man, we are really racking them up. Really excited to do this. But hey, man, we have a fun episode lined up for you. Ben will be with us momentarily. Shane is not joining us tonight. Family obligations, no worries. His sister, it's the first time that he's getting to see his sister since her unfortunate hospitalization. But Matt, man, it's always good to see you. Happy Friday. And by the way, this isn't Brandon, but how was the rest of your short week?
Man, week was good so far, man. So far, so good. Hopefully, you have a better weekend. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Like I said, the sports world has been good to us. We got some really good games that we saw this week, and then we got some really good upcoming ones, especially like a Game 7. So we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, I watched that last night. And first off, why do you have a 7'25" center acting like a point guard is beyond me. But that's just my thoughts on that one. So Ben will be with us momentarily. He's wrapping up. He's getting ready for the show. Tonight, we are sure that this episode will not disappoint. The Western Conference Finals happened, and the Eastern Conference Finals are close to ending in the NHL. We will discuss that because they say a particular team was invincible, and yet they got swept. We'll talk about that one. Ben is going to help break down what this means for OKC in the NBA, because if they wrap up the West in the NBA, it will be OKC going for a repeat. But if San Antonio wins, it could be a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals between the Knicks and the Spurs. They won't play in the Alamo Dome, though. They already said they will not play it there, so that's pretty cool. Could Salt Lake City be getting its MLB expansion sooner rather than later? But guess what? Sacramento has put their name in there. One of those could get it really soon. We'll talk about those. And I have a really cool discussion point I want to share with you guys. It's a regards to a place that I actually grew up in. It's in Alpharetta, Georgia. Matt knows this very well, Alpharetta, Georgia. But
I was just there. I was just in Alpharetta yesterday.
So this is what's really cool. The NHL and Alpharetta are having conversations. What do you think they're talking about? We'll tell you in just a minute. Tampa Bay Bucks, they are renovating Raymond J. Stadium. And you ready to hear the price? We'll share with you guys in just a minute. It's going to knock your socks off. It's crazy. And then, as you guys know, we have honorable mentions, and we have you, the most interactive fans ever. Thank you guys so much. Real quick, if you live on the island of Hawaii, more specifically the island of Oahu, and you have a corporate event, graduation going on, or coming, excuse me, and or even a family outing, and you need someone to cater to your needs, give me a message at Brandon Keeler on radio@gmail.com, and we'll get you in touch with our sponsor, Columbus Cuisine, and our good friend Bobby. Really excited for him. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. And like I said, if you have any questions, just send us an email and we'll get you in touch with them. So, all right, Matt, let's dive right into it. I'm really excited. The Western Conference Finals in the NHL have come and they have gone. And you're thinking, what, already? Well, yeah, because everybody kept saying Colorado was invincible. They were going to win the Stanley Cup. Well, that magic run finally came to an end and they were swept by the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, basically, the Eastern Conference Finals, it's all but signed, sealed, and delivered. It looks like it's going to be the Las Vegas Golden Knights and Carolina Hurricanes. So it's pretty interesting. But, Matt, I want to ask your thoughts on, first off, what do you think about Colorado being swept? Now, you know it's virtually not impossible, but almost impossible. It's only been done 3 times ever in the history of the NHL where a team wins the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup in the same year. And like I said, I told our good friend Mark, who is our editor for the website, I said, man, couldn't have happened to a better team getting swept than the Colorado Avs. And then if you see the Twitterverse, people are dogging the Colorado Avs saying, fire the coach, sell the team. This team is garbage, blah, blah, blah. I'm burning my jerseys. What are your thoughts on, first off, seeing Colorado get that broom down on them? And then also, do you think Carolina wraps it up tonight in 5 or maybe goes 6?
Well, man, I mean, a team like Colorado, man, the team is way too far talented to go out the way they went out, man. That's kind of what the consensus is, and that's kind of why this kind of a quote-unquote outrage going on, because the team is just too talented. It's too talented of a team, man. They're too talented. They up and down. They can get. I want to say the equivalent of get buckets in hockey. What's the equivalent of get buckets in hockey, man? What would that be?
Get the netminer done. Work the netminer out. That's all.
All right. They work the netminer out, and they've been consistent, man. It's just, hey, look,
Vegas got hot at the right time. They really did.
But also you got to understand, Vegas has been there before.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Vegas has been there before. Vegas doesn't care what seed they get into going into the playoffs. As long as they get into the playoffs, they do what they need to do. I kind of look at it like the San Antonio Spurs back in the day, man, the 2000s. They didn't care what seed they were. As long as they got in, they knew we were going to get in. We're going to get busy. So, nobody expected them to lay down the way Colorado laid down, but also, man, they are kind of fairly, not really super young, but this is the kind of adversity and defeat that they needed as far as for their players, man. They were crowned, these guys are going to be awesome. They're going to just breeze through. They were crowned early, and they were in many predictions to win it all. And they ended up getting beat by the better team at that time. So
the hotter team,
man,
too.
Exactly. That's all it's about, man. Who's hot? Who's hot? That's in all sports. NCAA tournament, March Madness, no matter what you do, it's who's hot at the right time. So yeah, that's what happened, man. I mean, they got beat. The better team won at the time, and it is what it is. They can retool for next year. They got a good core, a great core.
And you had Nathan McKinnon as well, and McKinnon he's electric. He's faster than all get out.
Exactly, and I think their coaching staff is going to be fine. I don't think they should make any abrupt changes on their coaching staff. This isn't going to be a New York Knicks situation where you fire and you go to the finals next year. It doesn't work that way, especially in hockey. So, they're just going to have to just keep your coaching staff, grow, and see what happens.
Look, our guy Jerry's chiming in. Matt, it's good to see you. Jerry is actually coming on our Best of Guest show. It's going to be on Friday, July the 3rd. Matt, we have a lineup that is unbelievable coming on. And there's no sports talk that day. We're really literally giving the best of guests we've had. And they're going to give us a quick 5 to 7 minute blip of how their journey's going since coming on our show. Matt, we're having about 30 people total, if I have everything added up correctly, coming on the show. So
that's insane.
That is absolutely insane. But we've had a lot of absolute amazing guests. And we want to pay tribute to all our guests. But, Matt, here's what I say about this too, okay? It ain't over till it's over. You know that. And the old saying is, "It ain't over till the fat lady sings." Well, the fat lady sang for Colorado after Game 3. It was a done deal. And Mark and I were talking, watching the game, and you literally do. Colorado looked deflated. They looked defeated. They're like, we're not coming back. We're not going to come back. We're down 3-0. There's nowhere coming back. Never mind. It's been done many a times in the NHL. They're just saying, we quit. So that's why I say it couldn't happen to a better team. I just don't like Colorado in general. But I will tell you this, though. The team that I'm definitely watching out for is Carolina. And I will say this, too, also, y'all. With regards to Montreal. So, Mark and I we talk all the time. He's a Vegas Golden Knights fan. You guys know I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning guy, thick and through. But him and I were texting back and forth. And after that defeat in Game 2 for Montreal, it was done. It was a done deal. You could see it. And so Cassie and I were watching, and I said, someone's going to score a goal in the first 5 minutes because they're getting kind of lazy. And I said, I think it's going to be Montreal. It's going to give up a goal just because of how persistent Carolina has been. I mean, they outshot them 38-22 in shots on goal. That's indicative that they're going to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And they did. And it bit them in the backside. And that's why I think that was pretty much the end. What's up, Ben? That's what I think is pretty much, it was the end of, it's going to be the end of times for Montreal. And, I'm not a big fan of Montreal. There's a lot of reasons. Matt knows one of the main reasons. We're not going to go into that because that's not what we do. But I will say this, tip your caps to what Vegas did. They knocked off a gauntlet. A gauntlet is Colorado. Colorado literally has one of the fastest people ever in the history of hockey. And he was held in check. Ben, first off, good to see you, man. I wanted to get your impressions on this, man. First off, I know you and I had talked about if Colorado was going to advance, and they got swept in the Western Conference Finals against the Vegas Golden Knights. And now I think it's pretty much a done deal tonight. I think we're going to go ahead and stick a fork in it, and Carolina's going to win in 5 against Montreal. What are your thoughts on the whole Colorado getting the broom?
A surprise, I think. I mean, I think not only after they won Game 1, I thought, okay, they'll recollect themselves. They'll watch the game film, and they'll come together and as a team and discuss what the next course of action is. Well, as we found out, Vegas had an answer for everything Colorado tried to throw at them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really, I think, the eye-opening thing for me. When they won Game 1, I was kind of like, okay, wow. And then they won Game 2, and then they won Game 3, and I'm like, okay, Colorado is either a fluke or Vegas is that good, maybe both. So
I agree. It was, I think I told Matt I couldn't have happened to a better group of fans, because I just don't like Colorado. But do you think that we're going to go ahead and stick a fork in it and say it's going to be Vegas and Carolina in the Stanley Cup Finals?
I'm not ready to say that yet.
Wow.
Montreal beat Carolina Game 1. Wasn't the score like 6-3 or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
but also remember, Carolina didn't play for like 12 days, so they were naturally rusty.
True, but they beat them pretty handily.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that. I mean, NHL teams have come back from 3-1 32 times. Now, across the grand scheme of like how many years the NHL has played, it's not a super high percentage. On the surface, 32 sounds like a lot, but it's happened. It's happened before. I'm not ready to say it's over. It's not over until my clock hits 0, my friend.
That's what we say.
It would not surprise me at all. It would not surprise me at all if Montreal won the next game. Now, I do think Carolina wins in 5 or maybe 6, but I think that would probably be what happens. But we've already been surprised before in these NHL playoffs, so who knows, man?
Mm-hmm. And you're right. Like we just said, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And but I was, Mark and I, he's our guy for the website, and him and I were texting, and I said, I go on Game 2, I said, I think someone's going to score within the first 5 minutes of this overtime. And I said, and it really feels like it's going to be Carolina, because they're out shooting like lights out against Montreal. And Cassie and I were sitting here talking, and she's like, what do you think's gonna happen? I said, I really think Carolina's gonna score in the first 5 minutes. And sure enough, pop, they scored the goal. And I said, I told you it was gonna happen because Montreal looked lethargic. They were not paying attention. They got caught in the middle of a line check, and the rest is history. So but I will say this: congratulations to all 16 teams who made it to the Stanley Cup playoffs. You're down to 3, soon to be 2, the final 2. So hold your horse. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, Ben, I wanted you to give us your impressions on the Western Conference Finals for the NBA. Is this OKC's season again? And we watched last night, and I had texted you and I said, why is Victor Wembanyama acting like a point guard? The dude's 7'25", as I say it, and why is he acting like a point guard? But I want you to give us your impressions of this Western Conference Finals. Do you think that this is OKC's, or could we maybe see San Antonio pull a rabbit out of its hat and upset them at OKC for Game 7?
Well, this series truly has been a coin flip, and that is, I mean, everybody say, a lot of people say that term a lot with NBA, with any playoff series. They're like, oh, it's a coin flip. Now, this has really been a coin flip because from game to game, it's been, completely different. It's been a completely different game. The Thunder will blow out the Spurs, or the Spurs blow out the Thunder. I will say this: outside of Game 1, most of the games have been won by 8, 10, 12 plus. Most of the games have been blowouts outside of Game 1. So, I don't think tomorrow night will be a blowout. I don't. But, it really is a coin flip, man. I will say this about on this show 2 or 3 weeks ago, if y'all recall, I said whoever wins the West is the finals. I'm not so sure that's the case anymore. I'm not so sure. I think there's a very legit possibility the Knicks win the finals. Very legit possibility. And you best believe if anybody's been watching TikTok or YouTube, y'all know what I'm about to say. If the Knicks win the finals, y'all know where I'm going with this. There's rumors of people that are going to be riding the streets. If the
I
Knicks
heard that
win the
too.
finals, man.
I heard that too.
New York City's going to be a madhouse.
Did you see they hired extra police now for patrol during the finals because of the risk of them winning it all? And they were talking.
They might have to call in the National Guard.
Yes, and they were talking about
they might have to call in the Marines, man.
They're going to put oil on grease on all of the light posts too, so people can't tear them down. I'm like,
yeah.
You act like you guys are. This is the end of days. If you guys win it, that's great. But congratulations. But you know that there's still the Rangers, there's still the Islanders, there's still the Brooklyn Nets, which I don't think are going to do anything. There's so many other New York teams. Yes, I understand. Knicks haven't won it since the 72-73 season. Matt, you made a mention of this too. You don't want the Knicks to win because I've said what Ben and I just said, but do you think there is a legit possibility that this could, after what we have seen between OKC and San Antonio, do you think that the Knicks could maybe make this a really good series, maybe even a 7-game series?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially with the news of Mitchell Robinson coming out with a broken pinky finger and he's going to miss time. That's their defensive anchor right there.
You put a club on him, it'll be all right.
He's not going.
Hey, if anything, it makes it easier to block a shot.
Yeah, he's not going to play. You can't. And unfortunately, in the NBA, you can't play with a club on your hand. They're not going to allow that. So, if it was a risk, they could take the risk. But if you have a broken, then the NBA is not going to let you play with a broken bone unless it's something crazy. But I don't see the Knicks winning, guys. I just don't see it. The Knicks is just, they benefited from playing the lackadaisical, East Coast or Eastern Division, Eastern Conference. You really want to go into a totality of it. You look at the Hawks, who shouldn't have even been there in the first place. They overachieved and went on a big run after they traded Trae Young, which teams do. So Hawks won. After that, who did they play? Was it the Cavaliers they played next?
The Sixers and the Cavaliers, yeah.
They played the Sixers. They beat the Sixers without Joel Embiid. 100% Joel Embiid, which, they were the better team. They're better than the Sixers. Sixers are a young team. Besides Joel Embiid, they're very young. They start VJ Edgecombe. He's the third pick in the draft. After that, you go to the Cavaliers. Now, I don't know what happened, but I don't know. The Cavaliers were up by 20 going into the fourth with about 7 minutes left. And then the Knicks came back and beat them. And right there, the series was over with. They had already mentally
working it.
Yeah, they mentally won that game in game 1. So I don't know what happened. I honestly thought the Cavaliers would give them more of a run for their money. That didn't happen, but I would give that to the Knicks. Knicks have been playing great basketball against Eastern Conference opponents. Guys, I just don't see what they're going to do against a well-oiled machine in OKC. But we see what happens when Shea's not getting the calls now.
I wanted to say something about that too.
All that flop is not getting calls. Ever since they changed out Tony Brothers and those referees, it's been different. It's all been different. Those calls aren't being made. So
I'm going to add, I think the Western Conference Final champion still ends up winning the finals. I'm not saying the Knicks will win. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if they did.
I don't know, man. It sounded like you said the Knicks were going to win.
No, I just said there's a possibility.
He did say there's a possibility. Yeah. Anybody can win at any given time, though. Of
course, but I just don't see what the Knicks are going to do against that behemoth Victor Wembanyama. He's just too big for him. I just don't see what they're going to do. There's nothing they can do. The Knicks just don't have the size for him, especially again with Mitchell Robinson being down. This is what I'm
talking about. Nobody has the size to match up against Victor.
Yeah, but you can throw bodies at him. But the Knicks just don't have the big men like that. Karl Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson. Who else? I think that's it for the big men.
Mm-hmm. The Cat's been a lot better on defense this playoff.
He has, but you need Cat. You need Cat for offense.
You need him to go from here to here, because maybe even higher if they played the Spurs. Because
one thing.
They also have Mitchell Robinson, who's one of the best defensive centers in the game.
Yeah, he is, but if he's not playing, what's going to happen? He can't do anything.
He'll play.
One thing about the Spurs are going to take away your best weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And just like they're doing with Shea. Shea had 15 points last game. He had like 20. Has he cracked 30 points in the series at all yet?
I don't know.
He's only shot over 50% once.
Exactly. So the Spurs are going to, and this is going back from Greg Popovich days. The Spurs are going to take away your best offensive weapon, and that's they have. So that's why this game is in Game 7. So we're going to see what happens, man. But Jalen Brunson's going to get taken away. Now what's going to happen? They're going to throw Castle at him. They're going to do De'Aaron Fox at him. They're going to throw all these long wings that they have at him. Keldon Johnson. They're going to throw Devin Vassell. They're going to throw all these guys, that rookie, Carter Bryant. They're going to throw all these guys at Jalen Brunson who are 6'6", around the 6'6", 6'7" size. Jalen Brunson's only 6'1". So it's going to be difficult for him. So what besides Jalen Brunson, what do they have now? Now who's going to create that offense? Who's going to create that offense
in the playoffs?
Yeah. Off of putbacks and off of things like that, backdoor cuts. He's not creating offense.
He's had some tough shots though.
He's hit tough shots, and then the shot clock shot, of course. But he's not creating offense. You can't put the ball in his hand and says, "Get us a bucket." You can't do that and be confident 100% like you can with Jalen Brunson. But they're going to take Jalen Brunson away. So now the question is, where do they go? What's the counter for the counter? So
you can't take him away.
And I'm pretty sure before the Spurs series, people were saying you can't take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander away, and yet the Spurs have done that. They've taken Shai Gilgeous-Alexander away. So, that's all it is. What are they going to do? So, if we can see what they're going to do, then they'll be fine.
What did you guys? What did you both?
I don't think Knicks are winning. I don't think Knicks are winning.
Go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say I'm going to add this. You asked my opinion on the Western Conference. We can talk about the finals all day. The hypothetical finals matchup. Let's wait and see what happens tomorrow night. But I'm telling you right now, it's a coin flip series. But I'm rocking with the Spurs, man. I think they win tomorrow night.
Same here.
I think they could do it, and I'm not.
I think they figured out the Thunder, but we'll see. Maybe they have.
I secretly wanted to have a rematch.
No more flopping. No more Shai Gilgeous-Alexander flopping. So,
oh my God, the flop. Did you see? There's this one guy he's made a TikTok blip about it where he's dribbling and he goes, "Oh, there's Shai," and he backed way to the other end of the court, and the guy who's portraying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander falls, and the ref goes, "Oh, that's a foul." And they go, "Who?" And he goes, "You, the cameraman. That's a foul on you, the cameraman." And the guy's like, "What did I do?" That's kind of what you see with him. And those phantom calls, and last night as an example, I watched the guy from the Spurs. He plows in, and you're allowed to be physical to get ready to box out. Shai just acted as if he had been brutally beaten because he fell to the ground and. He's like, "Oh my God, that really hurt!" And then he gets up and he's fine and dandy and hunky dory. And I'm like, dude, get out of here. You're putting LeBron James now flop level into congratulatory status because, you're flopping more than anybody. And I'm telling you, I say this regularly. I guarantee you, Vlade Divac is smiling big. He's now got the floppers flipping again all over the whole NBA. So, but I like your prediction on that one. So let's go to the next topic. Now, reports are that Salt Lake City is the closest of any city to getting awarded an MLB expansion franchise. However, the news came out today, well, actually yesterday, that Sacramento has also put their bid in. Now, the spot where Salt Lake City will be has already been designated. The funds have already been allocated, which, if you don't know what that means distributed. The ballpark would be a retractable roof or a fully closed one. They haven't decided yet. It would house between 35,000 and 55,000 people just in a ballpark. That's crazy to think about that too. A little area like that one, but they still haven't decided yet. But here's a crazy thing: the logo and the colors will actually. They've said they would either consider matching the Utah Mammoth in the NHL, or they will have the colors that you see in Salt Lake City. The dirt, the red clay, that kind of stuff. They've in sunsets. So I want to start with you, Shane. I called you Shane. Matt, do you think that Salt Lake City is going to get a team, or do you think that out of the two between Sacramento and Salt Lake, maybe Sacramento gets it? And just for bleeps and giggles, let's say that I want you, and I want Ben, and I'm going to do it too. Give me 3 names you would like to consider naming the Salt Lake City team.
I mean, with Salt Lake, man, you got to go either Salt Lake, like I said, Yetis, Salt Lake, maybe Mammoths, because mammoths are, ice, or maybe the icebergs or something cold, something of that effect. But yeah, I can see Salt Lake being it, man. It's a good area for hockey. They already have the Jazz there, Jazz in Utah, so maybe they can do something like that. But yeah, I'll have to go with them.
All right, Ben, I want you to tell me, do you think Salt Lake City gets the baseball team first? Do you think Sacramento gets it first?
I'm just surprised that teams, cities like Charlotte or Memphis are not being considered.
Charlotte is being considered. So is Nashville, though. But I think Salt Lake City is going to be the fastest.
Yeah. But to answer your question directly, I mean, I definitely think Salt Lake is a better fit. Sacramento, let's be honest, that NBA team really shouldn't be there, for being honest. I think when I think of names, I like the Mountaineers. They got the Rocky Mountains coming through there. I like the Outlaws. They're out west. So there's a lot of ghost towns out there. Those are kind of two of the names that I'm looking for. If there was a Salt Lake expansion team.
I know that's not too far away from them, but what about the Salt Lake Sierras? I mean, because they're close to the Sierra Mountains.
Well, that's a whole other 2 or 3 states away.
John just said, what about the Salt Lake Settlers? Hey, that's a good one. I like also, and it's kind of a running joke, but people have said this is gaining a lot of traction. What about the Salt Lake City Fighting Mormons? Because we know,
we know they ain't gonna be it, man.
That would be kind of funny if they had the Salt Lake City Fighting Mormons.
What's their mascot going to be? Mitt Romney?
I mean, I don't know, but it's a very fluid situation going on. I think it's going to be great regardless to finally get over that hurdle and have another baseball team expansion. And Salt Lake City would be great. I think the cities that should have teams in the future is Salt Lake City, Portland. But it's Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Maine. Portland, Oregon, Charlotte, Nashville, and let's see. There's so many others I want to choose from. I could see Vancouver getting a baseball team, and then also Montreal.
Definitely see Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver. I mean, and
would they
one
have
of the names
special agreements with the nation of Canada, though.
Yeah, they do have to get it. They have to get a agreement to and they have to do that. It's like all this like rights and stuff they have to go into because you're going to north of the border. But I mean, I'm excited to see teams growing, the league growing. I hope that this impending strike looks like it's going to come to life, unless something magical comes out of the rabbit of the hat, and they end it. But yeah, I want to see. What do you guys think in the stream? Let us know what you think. Do you think here? I'm gonna give you 4 cities: Salt Lake, Sacramento, Vancouver, and Nashville. Out of those 4, who do you think it's the first? Let us know in the comments. I greatly appreciate it. All right, Matt. And this is the one I've wanted you to really chime in on this too, folks. There is some crazy development news out of the great city of Alpharetta, Georgia. Matt has already told you that Mark just said Nashville is where he'd see it, but Alpharetta, he was in Alpharetta, Georgia, and it has been brought to the attention that a particular mall in Alpharetta is, Matt knows this very well. That mall is North Point Mall.
No, I will say, Brandon, I was in that around North Point Mall area yesterday, and everything was good in that area, man.
It's a defunct mall, though. It's really got
the mall is still.
It's 64% vacant according to the AJC.
Yes, it is. But the stores that are there, the people are actually busy in those stores, and it's just the surrounding area around the mall. They have all these hotels and places to eat, and it's very vibrant. Things are very, very good in that area.
I used to work there when I was a kid. That was one of my first places that I worked at as a kid, was at North Point Mall. So the reason why we're mentioning it is because the state and the city and the investor who wants to bring a potential NHL franchise to Atlanta, which was going to be coming Georgia, they said that no, they want to put in Alpharetta, and it's going to be North Point Mall is where they want to do it. Now, you guys know this, and if you don't, you're living under a rock. The times have changed. Malls are becoming a thing of the past, and North Point Mall is no exception. Matt, when I was younger, you had 2 malls to go to. Well, actually 3. You had North Point, Lenox, Town Center. Yeah, you had Phipps Plaza, but again, you couldn't even walk in there without breathing, having to spend $1,000 on just breathing in Phipps Plaza, because it's where the high-end people go. Same with Lenox Mall. So everyone's like, oh, North Point Mall. It's new, it's flashy, it's big, it's great. Congratulations. It's going to be the thing of the future. And it's only been around for 30 years, just to put it into perspective, y'all. And so here is what they are projecting. It would be a 25,000 seat mixed used arena. They will completely tear down the entire mall, the entirety of the mall. Plus, they are also going to make it a live, work, play type of atmosphere. Now, Matt, you know this. Ameribank Amphitheater is literally a stone's throw away from North Point Mall. So they don't need to necessarily have to worry about the amphitheater. And Matt, you know this area as well with the Avalon. The Avalon it's kind of similar what they're wanting to do with this area. So if you've never been to North Point Parkway, y'all, I promise you it's interesting. So back in the day, I'm gonna give you a little story of this. So Alpharetta Highway, Matt knows this very well too. It's kind of considered Motor Mile. The reason why they made it Motor Mile was that was actually where they were going to put North Point Mall at one time. So that's why if you go to Alpharetta Highway, if you live in Alpharetta, Georgia, raise your hand in the stream, let us know. But they were going to put North Point Mall. That's why if you go down there, you see every car dealership imaginable on Alpharetta Highway, not North Point Parkway. Now look, North Point Parkway, it was the mall. It was the area. It was the hippingest, the hottest. You had brand new movie theaters. You had everything imaginable. You had fine dining, whatever. Well, the area has kind of started to trend downward. Mom has even said the same thing too. The last time we went there, the mall was dilapidated. Like I said, it is 64% vacant. And news came out of the AJC as well as WSB that by 2028 is when the projection time frame will be Macy's, Dillard's, and the remaining big stores that are at Northpoint Mall have said they have considered ending their time there. They're not generating enough revenue anymore. Crime has gotten really bad in that particular region. So I had so much fun going to Northpoint Mall when I was a kid. I had a blast going to Northpoint Mall. And I remember, excuse me, that carousel. That carousel's been there since that carousel is actually from the 50s. They said they would donate it to a museum. But what are your thoughts, Matt, on this? If this comes to light, they've already had, like I said, they've already got the funds, the location, everything's divvied out. So the current potential owner has already forked out $2.5 billion of his own. Put in perspective, folks, that's 3% of the entire world is a billionaire. 3% out of 8.5 billion people, 3% of that are billionaires. So what do you think, Matt? If this happens, could they finally, reinvent North Point Parkway? And by the way, it will be weird not seeing North Point Mall there, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, I think they could. I think it would work out. I mean, like you said, as somebody who works exclusively with malls and as a director at one of the major malls in the Southeast, I will say that those small malls are dying. Yet you have your malls like Lenox Mall, Phipps, Mall of Georgia.
Even Lenox is hurting too.
Nah, Lenox ain't hurting, bro.
They're hurting compared to what they were, say, 10 plus years ago. I mean, don't even have the richest Macy's there anymore. They don't even do the tree anymore.
Lenox ain't hurting, bro. I promise you, Lenox ain't hurting. Lenox is not hurting. Lenox is probably doing way better numbers than they did during COVID. Now, a lot of the malls are doing, the major malls are doing financially way better than they did before COVID even happened. So the malls, and the reason why is because malls charge each store now a crazy amount of rent. It's a crazy amount of rent, but not enough. It's not like the rent of if you have your own building, things like that. I mean, you have your anchor stores like your Dillard's, your JCPenney's, your Macy's. That'll never go anywhere, man, because those places are going to stay. But major malls.
Look at Sears too. Like the Sears at North Mall.
Yeah, Sears is gone. Sears is gone. Yeah,
where Lord and Taylor is where it was is what is it?
Does Sears even exist anymore?
No, Sears is gone.
Sears
they killed themselves when they bought Kmart. Out.
Yeah, that was bad. But like malls like Lenox, Mall of Georgia, and in Georgia, Lenox, Mall of Georgia, Phipps, but even down in Florida, Boca Raton, things like that. That mall they got over in Jacksonville, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He'll have these major, huge malls that pull in 20 to 40 to 50, 60, 80 million.
The mall here is starting to die.
Yeah, so small malls like that is small cities. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Haywood Mall is not dying, brother.
Actually, it is. You know, caught on fire too.
You know, it caught on fire. I thought it was freaking Carowinds. There were people all over the place.
Yeah, it's true. Hayward Mall is on the decline, and also Hayward Mall caught on fire recently. I don't know if you knew that, Ben. Did you know that?
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago, the mall caught on fire. The damage is still recognizable there.
So I mean, it's some malls. I mean, like your major malls, they're not going anywhere. Your major malls aren't going anywhere. Your major malls will be here for another 40, 50 years, man. They're not going anywhere. Believe it or not. I didn't believe it until I got into the business and I seen how much money these malls were generating and how much they were making. And how much they paid their GMs.
Location.
Yeah,
a lot of it depends on where it is.
Location matters, but as much as they pay their GMs, their operations directors, their security directors, their housekeeper directors, they coming out for some money. So it really just depends on the area that you're in and also how prestigious that mall is.
But this Northwood Mall was the mall.
It was the mall it was more of a family mall.
Yep.
That wasn't Lenox and it wasn't Phipps. It was more that family mall. But in Georgia, Mall of Georgia has taken that over as more as the mall for families. And it's like that in every state. Every state has its malls. I was out in Seattle. When I was out in Seattle, they had their major, huge mall out there. Man.
They had the Mall of America in Minnesota.
Yeah, and they still have the Mall of America too. I'm in Minnesota.
That place is really cool, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Every state has their malls, man. But the small malls are dying. Don't forget about Northlake Mall in Georgia too, Brandon.
God, yeah, I remember that.
yeah. Northlake Mall for Briarcliff. But
Cumberland Mall is barely
Cumberland Mall,
hanging on by a thread too.
Yeah, but they're doing better since they put that curfew in for teenagers. They've been doing a lot better. So I mean, it just really depends where you're at, man. But to get back, not to get off the topic here, um, I think tearing down that mall in Alpharetta and putting that there, I think that would even help the economy in that area a lot better.
Yeah.
It'll boom. Business is good there, but business would really boom if they did that.
Yeah, it's interesting that they had a spot designated in Cumming, Georgia, which is in Forsyth County. But they have the Cooler, which is an indoor ice rink practice facility for the Atlanta Gladiators, which is the ECHL team over there. It used to be called Gwinnett Arena. Now it's called the Gas South Light Arena or whatever. It's something like that. It's Gas South Arena, and it's the Gas Light District is what they call it. That's right. But I think it's going to be a good opportunity. And I also like this too, Ben. They're doing the live, work, play type atmosphere. And I don't know if you have ever been to the Avalon in Alpharetta, Ben. Matt and I have absolutely been there multiple times. My mom lives about 7 or 8 minutes away from there. And that's kind of what they are wanting to do with this area. They want to put a couple of high-end luxury hotels, which the Avalon, Matt, you know this, that the Hotel of Avalon.
Yeah, to get put in perspective, Ben, the Avalon is a very, very prestigious area, but it's outdoor mall. It's an outdoor mall.
That's an outdoor mall, yep.
You're outside, and they have very nice high-end restaurants there. They have high luxury apartments on property over there, like
townhomes, condominiums,
over their parking deck.
That one, but I have been to something like it. Yeah, there's one in Orlando that I've been to.
Yeah, and
Orlando has a lot of great malls.
Yeah, they do.
In Florida.
I think this will be a good way to revitalize the area. There is this seafood restaurant that was frequently visited by Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown when they were together. I remember many times. What is that restaurant called, Matt? It's that fish store and that fish restaurant. What is it called?
Which one?
The seafood restaurant. When you come to the light in North Point Parkway, there's like this high-end seafood restaurant literally right across the street from the light.
Oh,
like you remember, where the PF Chang's is? It's right across the street
at North Point.
Yes, that place is really started going down too. But the whole area, Alpharetta is a town inside of a city inside of its own self. It's huge, but it's tiny. The population, according to the 2020 census,
Papados.
Yes, Papados. Yes,
Papados.
The population was like 500,000 people, and the town of Alpharetta is actually smaller than Easley, South Carolina. That's how confined it is, but it's going to be a good way regardless to start. But Ben, think about this for a second. Say you lived in Alpharetta and you grew up there like I did, right? And it was a signature to go to the mall every Friday or every Saturday night. You get your mom, dad would give you $5, $10, $15, heck, even give you $20. You go shopping, go to the arcades. Because remember, there was arcades there at North Point Mall at one time. But
$3 actually got you some.
Yes, and it did. I remember many a times it got you a lot. But we don't have the likes of Toys R Us there anymore. We don't have the likes of, Sears is at the Matt will tell you this too, Ben. The area where the North Point Mall is, Sears, there's nothing there. It's an empty building. It's a humongous building, but it's empty. Matt, is there anything in where Lord and Taylor used to be? I can't remember.
I think they got something there now. I can't remember what it is, but I think they got something there.
I know that they were going to put a movie theater there at one time.
Yes, I don't think it's a theater there.
They said that they were going to consider putting. I know there's a Top Golf not too far away from there, but they said that you can consider putting a Top Golf by the new arena. So it would be, but what are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on the fact that now they're starting to use dilapidated or dying malls as other amazing venues?
Well, I like it. It's they're not just letting it fall into disrepair and letting them be abandoned. I like that we're reusing it and turning it into something not just new, but turning it into something that can be used by society, that anybody can use. Rich and poor alike, and I like that. I like that we're using it for clean space. It would be bad to just let it fall into disrepair and let it become overgrown with a bunch of vines and stuff like that. it's good that it's being used. Um, and as far as using it for sporting events like arenas, I definitely think I definitely think there's a draw for that. I mean, and I can see why, because it's right there in the hub of everything. It's right there, and in Alpharoda's case, it's in one of the more higher
Yep.
ends of town. So, you're attracting the right clientele. So, I definitely think it's a win-win situation for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for the fact that we already know a hockey team is coming to Atlanta. We know it's Atlanta and Houston are getting the next two NHL franchises. They've
I
already.
don't know, man. They've been saying Seattle's going to be getting an NBA franchise for 20 years. So,
Oh yeah, they've been saying that since the day that they made the announcement that OKC was going to probably be the new home. They said Seattle's coming back. Seattle's coming back in NBA, but I'm excited, and the reason why is, like I said, North Point Mall was the spot. I grew up, got to go there. My next door neighbors at my mom's house used to own Auto Indulgence, which is a car wash / gas station. Now it's just a car wash over an Alpharetta Highway, and that would be good. There's the Bye Bye Baby used to be there, and it's not there anymore. Like I said, there's no longer a Toys R Us. You don't have to worry about seeing Spirit Halloween pop up every October, November. No, not even August is when they show up to start getting ready for Halloween decorations. You won't have to worry about seeing that in that area anymore. I think this will be a good transition. I liked where they were going to put it in Cumming, Georgia, but it's growing on me. It's a growing on me that's saying that North Point Mall, and if it goes the way they're saying is, I'm gonna miss North Point Mall, but I'm excited for what is going to possibly transpire with the NHL. And we're going to keep you guys updated on this because it's still an ever-changing situation. There's going to be a vote coming up in the midterms with regards to if you're willing to contribute to the hotel motel tax, which is how State Farm Arena goes, how Mercedes-Benz, Atlanta United, all those, even the Atlanta Braves go based off of a portion of the hotel motel tax to pay for their rights to be there. So it's going to be interesting to see. So stay tuned on that one. All right. So now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they are officially going to renovate Raymond J. Stadium, and it's going to be a sticker stock. Just for bleeps and giggles, I want to ask you, Matt, what do you think they're wanting to spend to renovate Raymond J?
To renovate, which is crazy. I think they need to build a new stadium. But
I thought that too for a long time.
Yeah, didn't they have that same arena when Vincent Jackson was playing for them?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I don't know, man. Maybe they can spend. Yeah, maybe they can spend about 30-40 million on it. 50 million.
What do you think, Ben? How much do you think they're going to spend on renovating Raymond J? And it's going to knock your socks off.
I'm gonna say $1 billion.
That is correct. It is a $1 billion renovation cost projected, but they've even already designated that it could exceed $2 billion, and this is per the Tampa Bay Times. Now they just approved the framework to get the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, and now they're already starting to discuss Raymond J. Stadium. And they're also talking about Amalie Arena, which, it's formerly known Amalie Arena. Now it's called, it's called Benchmark International Arena. Like I said, it's formerly known as Amalie Arena, which is where the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Tampa Bay Tide will, the Professional Women's Hockey League will also be playing. But they haven't discussed how much they're going to do for the renovations for Amalie Arena. And the way it's going to be designed, it's going to be similar to Hard Rock in Miami. You know how they have all the fans are protected from the elements, not the field. But they have already said that they're not going to exclude the idea of it being domed. Are we heading to domed facilities all over now that Tampa Bay is getting in the mention of this one? What do you think, Ben?
Not completely. I think Buffalo, we already know the answer is no. Buffalo is going to be keeping their outside stadium. They're going to be their stadium is going to be actually similar to our stadium, Miami Dolphins. They're kind of building a canopy.
Everybody's
stadium
mirroring
to-
you guys for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be mirroring a team of mediocrity. But I don't think every team's going to do it. I know there's talks of Cleveland's going to do it. I just don't. Some teams will. I think these NFL owners also need to do. We've had this discussion before, Brandon. These NFL owners need to do a real soul search, and they need to do a real gut check, and they need to go, okay, even if we were to dome the place, yeah, it's going to protect the players and the fans from the elements, whatever. But a part of the fun of football is playing in the elements.
Yes.
Part of and a lot of that creates a home field advantage. So, and when I say these owners need to do a gut check, man, they need to realize, hey, listen, even if we dome the stadium, that don't mean that we're going to be able to host a Super Bowl automatically. Because you got to think, does the city have enough hotels? Does the city have the highways to support all the extra traffic that's going to be coming in and out? Does the airport? Can the airport handle that many more airplanes coming in and out? I mean, not every city is built to have a Super Bowl.
No, that's true. You're right. And also the question, you mentioned Cleveland, but would you want to go to a Super Bowl in Cleveland, Ohio, out of all places?
Heck no.
Matt's over here shaking his head. Would you want to go there, Matt, to see a Super Bowl, Cleveland, Ohio?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to the Super Bowl, Cleveland, Ohio, in February. I'm not going to Cleveland in February. That's crazy.
Even if it's domed, but the new stadium they're building is supposed to be like domed, and it's going to look like Lucas Oil.
Yeah, it's a dome, but you still got to get to the dome. Yes, so that's the problem, man. I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's like Minnesota.
Yeah, yes. You still got to get there. So now,
at least you can do things in Minneapolis compared to. I mean, look, we're not dogging you, Ohio, but what do you want to do in Cleveland, for crying out loud? Oh, I want to go
Cleveland. I will say the people up there are really nice. Cleveland's actually very underrated. But in February,
no, ain't nothing to do up there, and I'd be bored out of my mind. But Matt, I want to ask your thoughts on this too. I mean, first off, $1 billion to renovate a stadium when the average cost to build a brand new stadium is what, 2.5, 2.8, 3 billion. Why would not just build a brand new stadium?
Yeah, I agree. Probably because you have to get the funding approved, and you got to hit the taxpayers with the money.
Also, demo costs.
Yes,
demo costs. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, they might spend this, but it's going to be another. They might spend how much it costs to create a new stadium? About what? About
what was it? $3 billion for Atlanta, wasn't it?
I don't think it was that much, bro.
But it's something similar. I mean, the stadium of tomorrow that's being built for Jacksonville, the renovations are over almost $2 billion.
Yeah. So I mean,
why would you not just build a or relocate temporarily to build the arena?
So you gotta, if you don't own the land, then you're gonna have to pay. I mean, it's just so much stuff that goes into it, man.
But remember when Atlanta, they built Mercedes-Benz and then they imploded the Georgia Dome, and I guarantee you that Marta bus driver is never going to ever live it down to always be the one that blocked the camera view from the dome imploding. But that was an interesting situation there too. So I'm curious what the fans think in the stream and what everybody else thinks about the realization that Tampa Bay could become a domed stadium. And if not, it's going to be, like I said, Matt and Shane and Ben, it's eerily similar to Hard Rock Stadium, which is where Ben's team plays, the Miami Dolphins. It's very similar. They're going to have that canopy around the fans, but not the field. And another thing came out, and this is what we have also harped for a long time. They're going to use real grass. They're not using artificial turf. So that's exciting to know that too. Now I don't know how that's going to exactly. I don't know how that's going to work because right now, and I know they're putting USF is building their stadium like 8 minutes down the road from Raymond J. So I'm not too worried about that one, but it's going to be interesting to see the final results. I will tell you the renderings look good. They're going to actually add, from what it says, is they're going to add 30,000 more seats. So it'll be almost 100,000 seating arena. That's pretty cool. And if you have never been to a Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, it's a sight to behold. And that's coming from somebody who's an Atlanta Falcons fan. It's interesting. So
as long as they never get rid of the pirate ship, it'll be all right.
Oh, I know, right? Don't get rid of those cannons. But I don't know. Could you imagine And just imagine this: they have a cannon that had this pirate ship inside of a dome stadium, like Mercedes-Benz, and they have to shoot the cannons off. Could you imagine? Oh, please don't blow the windows out when they boom as loud as they can with those cannons. I've been there when they've shot those cannons. Those things are loud. They really are the loudest things I have ever heard. It scares me every time, and I mean, it should scare a lot of people because cannons are just loud in general. So
it'd be loud in the dome.
Yes. It would reverberate. That's why I said, please don't blow the glass out if they did that. So, yes, stay tuned. We will let you know more as it gets closer. But, yes, Raymond J. Stadium is being renovated. And now it's time for everybody's favorite segment. It is the It's our honorable mentions. We give you 2 to 5 sports stories. The media doesn't cover enough of, but we do. My first honorable mention goes out to the University of Hawaii Athletics. The football TV schedule was released, and every single game for UH will be nationally televised. In fact, I'm proud to say this, that every team in the Mountain West Conference is going to be nationally televised every game, including North Dakota State University. Big, big moment for Hawaii and the entire Mountain West Conference. Matt, give us your first honorable mention, please, sir.
Yes, I got some kind of breaking. No, it's not really breaking news, but I know we talked about Mitchell Robinson, but right now the consensus is that he will play in the finals.
Ben said that too.
yeah, he was. The consensus he will play in the finals with his broken pinky. So he's gonna get surgery on it, and then we'll see what happens. So hopefully he gets it repaired, and then he can play. Maybe give Victor Wembanyama, if the Spurs make it, give him some trouble. So.
I like it. Ben, what is your first honorable mention, please?
Yeah, my first honorable mention is going to go out to a man by the name of Ronald Acuna, hitting his third home run in the season this year. Took him long enough. Now, he's been hurt, cut him some slack. He's been hurt, and even when he's been on the field, he's not been 100%. But, it's been long overdue. But he hit a grand slam that helped lead the Braves to a 10-2 win. Definitely much needed. The Braves, we've been kind of in a slump. We were definitely the hottest team in the major league to start the first 20-30 games, but been on a little slump lately. So that was good to kind of get the mojo back.
Yes, and the Braves are up right now too. So please keep it on with the good luck on that one. All right, my second honorable mention goes out. Well, actually, it's about Harvard and UGA football. Why am I talking about Harvard and UGA football? Well, guess what? They're finalizing to schedule a home and home series starting in the early 2030s. Now, many people are sitting there saying, wait a second, Harvard's in the Ivy League. That is true. Yes, they are in Ivy League. But sources close to the school have said Harvard is applying to join the MAC, or the All-American Conference in all sports. This is huge because everybody knows that the Ivy League signifies excellence. Ivy League signifies greatness. And now they're going to schedule a home and home series with UGA. So that's a pretty cool moment right there. So, yep, shout out to both Harvard and UGA. Matt, what's your second honorable mention?
Oh, man, I got some news for you guys. So Major League Baseball owners proposed a hard salary cap to players as part of his next CBA, which takes place on Thursday. But I think it was the first time that there's been a hard cap proposal since 94.
Yep.
With that being said, with people that don't know what a hard cap or a salary cap is, your team can only spend this much amount of money. And if you go over the cap, then you get fined a certain amount of money. So I think with a cap is good because it'll have more parity. You won't have with these teams like the Dodgers.
The buy here, pay here's.
Yeah, you won't have teams like that, man. The Yankees, what the Yankees used to
do. The Yankees are cooked, man.
All that'll be done. Now it'll cost teams to start homegrown their players like the Braves. You'll have more teams like that, man. So, and of course, like in all sports, if you if you draft your players and then train them, whatever, bring them up, you get to keep them, no matter how much they make, man. Due to you own their rights. The NBA, they call those bird rights. Goes after Larry Bird, named after Larry Bird. So hey,
I often wonder why they called that too.
Yeah, it has to do with Larry Bird. Teams, they will always lose their players after their first 4 years. So teams are like, well, if we own their bird rights, we could pay them more than any other team out there. So that's why the home teams that draft the players can always pay them more than the other teams. So, yeah.
I like that. And, I'm sick and tired of the Dodgers motto, if we can't beat them, just buy them. That's kind of what we see. That's literally what it is. And then of course, you have the Yankees who do it, but then if you're the Mets, if you can't beat them, buy them, but you still stink. So who cares on that part? But yeah, I definitely think it's time to get a salary cap. And what's crazy is the MLB is ready to go on strike for those 3 teams. Those 3 teams are that are messing up with the sports world. And I'm telling you, the last strike they had, it ruined their image. Hence, the steroid era became a big thing. You saw Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. It's like they saved baseball. Barry Bonds was part of that too. They saved baseball by blasting home runs left and right, up and down, no matter what. So if you're willing to tamper your own image just to, make the buy here, pay here Dodgers look pretty, then I don't know. You're going to lose a heck of a lot of fans. Ben, give us your second honorable mention, please.
Yeah. My second honorable mention is going to go to a man by the name of Sean Sweeney. He is the current assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. But as of next year, he will be the new head coach for your Orlando Magic. He also served as an assistant coach for the Mavs during their finals run against the Celtics when they got beaten 5 a couple years ago. He's definitely viewed as one of the hottest commodities in the NBA in terms of up-and-coming young head coach candidates. So we'll see if he's able to kindle a new fire in that franchise and bring some of that Spurs magic. Put some of that magic in Paulo Banchero and company down there. So we'll see.
Absolutely. My third honorable mention goes out to the Las Vegas A's ballpark, and it has really started to take shape. And I must say, these renderings that they keep releasing at the ballpark, they're pretty impressive. I like them a lot. And it'll be the first of its kind type ballpark. Right now, the news is out of Vegas. The news out of Vegas is reporting that the stadium being built is slightly actually ahead of schedule for completion by about 4 weeks. You got to make you wonder, though, if every park is going to see something similar. We're going to start having the ballparks of the century. We'll see. So, Matt, give us your third and final honorable mention, please.
That's my third and final honorable mention. It's going to go out to the San Antonio Spurs' new point guard, Victor Wembanyama. Got to go ahead and give it to him, man. Man. Shout out to the Spurs for forcing the Game 7 with the Thunder, man. A lot of people didn't think that would happen, but a lot of people did, like Ben down there. So
I think it was Victor Wembanyama, the point guard, last night. I wanted to know. I sent you guys a text message like, why is he being a point guard? It was so weird. And he's like this floppy, lanky guy.
They got the win.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
what kind of see people are lucky. Me and my friends, we used to have an NBA 2K league, man, that we used to play every Sunday. We meet up, and
I remember that. I remember you telling me about that.
And I would always put like some tall guy with handles at the point guard that would say I'm cheating. This and that. I wish I could have played with Victor and me. I would have my point guard so fast. Oh man,
God, could you imagine?
Yeah. Like, commentators in the game refer to him as point center.
Yeah,
point center. There you go.
I like it. Oh, good one. Ben, give us your third and final honorable mention, please, sir.
Shout out to the Florida Gators assistant football coaches. They're going to be paid $11.2 million combined this year between all 12 of them. The Florida Gators are introducing 12 new assistant coaches, guys. 12.
Wow.
So 12? That says to me that the Florida Gators, the article I read was saying, well, the Gators are wasting no time trying to invest in getting the winning program back. Well, you know what? We don't know anything about this coaching staff. They're brand new. That's a lot of money to be forking over for coaches.
Is Napier still the head coach?
Who?
Billy Napier. Is he still the head coach?
No, he gone.
Good.
That's not. Funny. I was about to say that's the second part of this. John Summerall is making $7.45 million. So between John Summerall, who's the guy from Tulane, who they hired from Tulane, and the assistant coaches, they're getting paid a combined almost $20 million. That is a lot to be paying a brand new coaching staff who is virtually unproven.
John Summerall has proven. He's been proven.
This article that I was reading earlier that's saying, well, they're just investing a lot of money to try to win. We don't know that they're going to win. For all we know, they could win 3 games this year. Yep. I promise you this. If John Summerall wins 6, 7, 8 games or less, he's out of there. I promise you. They're not giving him his second year.
I mean, I agree. But
Summerall is a good coach. His head.
Yeah, Summerall is a good coach. I think it was a dumb move.
Man will come up out of the swamps and demand him to be fired immediately.
Could you imagine?
He'll bring his pet alligator with him.
Imagine Swamp Thing showing up and saying, "Go now." I love it. Oh man! Hey, real quick, want to let everybody know your boy Ronald Acuna Jr. hit another home run tonight. Braves are up 8-3 over the Cincinnati Reds.
2 in a row, baby. He's getting his mojo back. Watch out.
I told you it's coming. It's coming. So stay tuned on that one. And it does look like Mississippi State, the darlings of Women's College World Series, their season is going to come to an end. They are down 3-0 against Texas. However, they have 5 outs left to tie the game or win it. So, and also, I want to tip my cap to Nebraska. The Women's College World Series in Nebraska, they took it to 10 innings the other night, and they won on a walk-off home run. So congratulations to Nebraska. That was really cool to see that. And all the amazing teams that are in the Women's College World Series. So, y'all, this was actually a very fun episode, as always, with everybody. We are still working on everything for the new segment. Matt and I were actually in cahoots today. We're close to getting everything set up for the new segment. Remember, it is where you call the nuts. You tell us you're kind of like, how do we fix the team, basically. So we'll give you more in depth as it comes closer to. We also are we have the pricing sheet and everything for a paying sponsor. If you're interested in being a sponsor, send myself an email at brandonkeeler@gmail.com. Matt, tell everybody your email if they need, so they can email you if they would like to be a sponsor.
He ain't gonna check his email.
Oh no, I have to check my emails.
Yeah, he don't check
I have to check my emails. But nah, man, you guys can send me an email at let's see which one we want to use here. Let's do
the Sportz Nutz one.
That's my
No.
they can't do that email.
Okay.
It could be maddilive3k@gmail.com.
All right. Send myself or send Matt an email.
And again, that's MATTY3k@gmail.com.
That's
Please,
right,
guys.
He made that back in elementary school when he's kept us in.
That was my Xbox gamer tag.
I was about to say that was something with Xbox. I remember that.
When I first, that was my Xbox
Hey,
gamer
he made
tag,
that gamer
man.
tag with all his 5th grade buddies. He thought, hey guys, this is gonna be kill. This is gonna be cool,
You know why he
man.
did that though? Is because Matt is a big Andre 3000 fan. So that's kind of why he did that.
I actually am.
So
I'm shocked. I'm surprised, Brandon. I'm surprised.
how long have I known you again? Over 23 years.
Surprised you knew that. But yeah. MattyLive3k@gmail.com, guys. Hit me up there. Please, no profanity, laced emails, none of that stuff. And no, I don't care. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Let's go.
Yeah. So, and I've also started the framework for nuttysportstalk.com. Remember, it's already live right now. You actually can watch us right now on the website. But we are going to be doing more of the revamping soon. Mark and I are going to get together. Matt's going to get together with me as well, so we can kind of lay out more of the framework for this website. And our crew is ready to go. We're excited to get everything going. It should be up and running by middle of July at the latest. So we are getting there. We can't wait for you guys to see it. But here is a list of the upcoming episodes that we have coming for us. By the way, don't mind if you see a little black dog pop up in here. We're actually watching our good friend Brian Atkins, the public address announcer for Furman, watching his dog Bella. So Bella is, I kind of don't mind my wife, she's eating, but that is Bella that you see right there. Don't know why she's on the couch because Stella does not. And it's funny, we have a dog named Stella and we're watching a dog named Bella, and we call Stella Bella. So Stella Bella. It's kind of interesting. So here's the upcoming episodes. 234 will be Tuesday, June the 2nd. Guess who's back again? Tony's back. Yes, he's back. I know I couldn't sing that. Sorry. Tony Gladstone is coming back. Yes, and I'm still waiting to hear if JT Snow. Corey said that JT Snow is in Idaho right now, so that's why he doesn't want to bother him. But he's supposed to be coming back. He's going to ask if those days, if June the 2nd works for him. So we'll let you know.
Be bringing back some potatoes for us.
Matt's been to Boise a few times, and Matt would love to share his experience one day with us. So it's interesting. And then episode 235, this one I'm really excited about, is Friday, June the 5th. Braden Bishop of the Seattle Mariners, he formerly played with the Seattle Mariners recently as a couple of years ago, is coming on our show. And he is going to talk to us about what his journey was like going from college all the way up to the professional level. So really excited to talk to. He still technically is listed as a free agent in MLB. And the Mariners do hold his rights. So in theory, he is still a Seattle Mariner. So it's pretty cool. So stay tuned for that one. And then episode 236, Tuesday, June the 9th. And Matt, I know you're excited about this one. Marcus McCallum is back, and we are definitely going to talk with him. I'm really excited to talk to Marcus. Now, guys, we have been working really hard to, like I said, to get JT Snow on. We're just waiting to hear back which days work best for him. So stay tuned. Remember, they're in Idaho. And so we're our guy, Corey, who is the VP of the Modesto Roadsters, is trying to coordinate him coming on a show. So we're really excited about that one. But guys, with that being said, for everybody who tuned into the show tonight, listened live on 95.5 KFCE, TigerNation.live, and every other radio station, as well as our international audience and more. Thank you guys. We really do mean it. It means a heck of a lot to us, to myself, to Matt, to Shane, to Ben, and everybody affiliated with the Sportz Nutz that you guys are entrusting us. And we just eclipsed the 10,588th subscriber today. Thank you guys. We truly do mean a lot. So Ben, it's that time, man. Give everybody your final goodbyes, please, sir.
Yeah, well, everybody, thank y'all for joining on the show, and hope everybody had a great short work week, I guess, for most people. Most of us had a short work week. But I hope everybody had a great week, and it's Friday. Everybody be safe. I will not be stealing Matt's thunder tonight. I did enough of that on Tuesday, so I'll cut on some slack tonight. But everybody be safe out there. God bless.
Absolutely. And Stella wants. Stella. Never mind. Stella was here and she left. Matt, it's that time. It's always hard to say goodbye to everybody, and all good things have to come to an end for the weekend. But you know what? The good thing is it's only for tonight's episode. We'll be back on Tuesday. Please tell everybody your final goodbye, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You guys don't get flagged in the game of life. Just follow the rules. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe.
Absolutely. And as Shane always tells you guys, ain't nothing but love and peace, love and bacon grease. Which I've got to find out why he says peace, love, and bacon grease. I've always wondered why. But yeah, shout out to our guy Shane. He is with his sister tonight. First time he's getting to see her since the hospitalization. So glad to see Kara is on the up and up. And as I always tell you guys, peace up, A down, down. Why? It's the greatest sports city of all time. Hey, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. It is the weekend. It's the first official weekend of summer break for almost the entire nation, if not the entire nation. We'll be back with you on Tuesday. Until then, you guys have a fantastic evening and enjoy this great outro. And as always, goodbye.